Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Yes, we are today live at the premiere episode of the Impact Live Show.
Yes, we are.
And we're starting with the Chronicles of Impact series, and we are hosting the delectable Riri Okoye on the show today. She's agreed to be our first guest on the show. And I'm
Thank,
very excited to talk to you today, Riri. You're
thank,
welcome to the show.
thank you.
So Riri is the CEO of Majestically Rare. Did I get that right, Riri?
Right, majestically.
Yes, it's a renowned event planning outfit in Lagos and serves in the entire country. And she's also the founder of the Raising Confident Girls
Yeah,
Foundation. She's also the founder of the Raising Confident Girls Week movement.
correct.
Yes, we're correct. Thank
Yeah.
you, Riri. So it's nice to have you here today. I know
Thank
Raising Confident
you.
Girls Facebook group has over 26,000 people
Yes, that's
on the
right.
group.
That's
So
right.
Riri seated here today is influencing over 26,000 people with
Mhm.
her movements,
Yes,
herself and her team. Because I,
yes.
I, I totally know that Riri is working with an amazing team of women. And
Correct.
I don't know, do we have men?
No, this is a sisterhood.
Okay,
I'll tell you
fantastic.
more about that
So
later.
we're live here
Thank you.
on the show. It's my pleasure to invite our viewers in.
Thank
And
you.
if you're ready in, could you just uh, let us know that you're in? Let us know that you're in on Facebook, on YouTube. Let us know that you're in while we go on with Riri. So Riri is here, and we would be rolling out some of our questions for Riri because today the Impact Live Show is all about inspiring impact, helping people to connect with their impact DNA and helping people to really come up to the point where they begin to live the authentic and live the impact that they are here to make. We all live once, and the whole idea is that we leave our world better than we have left it. And so the entire purpose of this show is to help people connect with that impact they are here to make and to inspire them to start doing the work that helps them to get to that impact. So thank you, Riri, for again accepting to be on the show. And
Thank
we'll
you
just
very
ask Riri
much.
to tell us a bit about herself. So Riri, over to you. Can you tell our viewers about who Riri is?
Who I am. Okay, so I was born in the UK. I have spent most of my life there, but when I was 11, I came to Owerri in Nigeria, and I was there for 4 years before going back to the UK. So somewhere along my adult life, I met my darling husband, and he had a similar journey to me. Both of us were born in the UK. He came to Nigeria when he was about 8. He did his primary, secondary, and university, and then went back to the UK. So 10 years into the marriage, he decided that he wanted to come back to Nigeria. And this is where I found myself. I've been living here for 12 years. I started off working for a few organizations, a customer service organization, a church office. I was head of events in a large church. And then before stepping out, I've been running my majestically rare outfit for about 8 to 9 years. So that's what I've been doing today. Oh, actually,
Okay.
sorry. And then I launched into my digital platform, which I'm sure I'll talk about a bit later. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Riri. Today we have a couple of people. I see Tommy Ade Tommy to be on right now. Thank you, Tommy, for logging on. We appreciate your being here today. And we know that a lot more people are going to watch this video after now. So we know that as many people come in, while you come in, please, I need you to please grant StreamYard permission so I can see your comments on the screen and be able to receive your questions too for Riri. We would like you to click on the YouTube. If you already are watching from Facebook, you want to click on YouTube channel https slash double slash bit.ly m4 slash m4 impact. So if you want to catch us up on YouTube, you could just search for, also you could search for the Made for Impact and you'll find us there. So just going back to Mrs. Okoye, I like to intermittently call her Mrs. Okoye. We want to also know, you are an event planner, like you said. So how did you even come into all of this impact story? How did you get in to making impact? You were on your lane doing events, so, and you were good with what you were doing.
Yeah.
So coming into what really was it for you? What were you looking for? Were you looking for something, or was something really looking for you? What would you say?
So I was working, as I said, I was working as head of events in the church, and a lot of the times when I was volunteering for young girls. So I was doing things with girls like etiquette. I was teaching them etiquette. I was teaching them elocution, and during that time, I had just relocated to Nigeria, Lagos in particular. I'd never lived here before, and I was coming across issues that I didn't really have in the UK, and these were societal issues to belong, issues, of what we women go through, having the latest designer bags, hair, all of those kind of things. And it was putting the pressure on me. I wanted to belong, I wanted to feel among, I wanted all those things, but so I started to have, as an adult, I started to face insecurities. I'd never had them in the UK, never had those type of insecurities there. Coming into this environment, plus I was living on the island, so there was a lot of pressure. And then I was raising a girl. I have one daughter and two sons, and at that time she was getting to her teenage years, like 12, 13, and I started to feel, I was just battling with things. So that was when I said to myself, I need to sort myself out. I need to figure out, why I'm having all these feelings. And that's when I started to feel to myself, I want to raise my daughter. I can't do it by myself. Let me get my friends together. And then I went and set up a Facebook group. At the time, it was just a group. It wasn't an NGO. And then we called it Raising Confident Girls. We started to have conversations about girls, and then the rest, what they say, is history. But yes, it started by relocating back to this society and just going through a lot of society pressures that was unique to me. I hadn't really faced them abroad.
So yes, I totally love your story, and at some point I was part of what, talking with you at the backside about some of the things that you had in mind to do for your foundation and all of that. And, I kind of try to wonder, why did you always know that there was something about this thing for you? Because sometimes people get in this space and they kind of, or probably watch people in this space and kind of assume that they probably already had it all figured out, and knew exactly what they ought to be doing and when they ought to be doing these things. So for you, like you said, you were just at the place where like a life experience got you thinking about what can you do, how do you get this, so how did you, because you cannot even give what you do not have. So how did you come to that place where you really understood and broke down what the issues were and what you needed to deal with, and now from that place of discovery, be able to reach to other people? Can you share that with us?
Yeah. So from when I was born to say the ages of 10, I was a very confident child. I was really confident. I was the type of child that could go into a party and just dance and all of that. And I realized, because as I said to you, I came to Nigeria when I was 11 to 15 before going back to the UK. So I realized that in that time, that season of going from preteen to teenagers, I started to lose that natural thing that was in me, that thing of going in front of an audience. My mum even sent me to a stage school. I went to a very known stage school in the UK called Barbara Speaks. But I realized that by the time I came to my teens, I couldn't join the society, the debating society. I couldn't join the drama. And what was all that? That was just fear of what other people would say. So I started to realize that in my teenage years, that confident girl that was very confident as a young girl started to lose her confidence, was more concerned about how other people saw me. And then, as I started to when I came back to the UK, I got back to myself, I got back to the confidence. And then coming back again to Nigeria and finding that same feeling that I was having as a teenager was still reoccurring. And I thought to myself, no, I have to battle this. No, I have to figure out what this is. So I think that my whole impact was really to do with what I was going through, my struggles. And then as you say, you can't give what if somebody has never battled with insecurities and confidence, it would not really be that authentic for them to be speaking about it if they haven't gone through it. So I think that a lot of the times that you give impact back to people is when you have gone through it, when you know the issues that you've had, when you know the struggles that you've had to just, go through them. So I'm coming from a deep-rooted, I want to be able to do this, and just even figuring what it was, because there was a time in my life where I felt that confidence was about being more noisy, being more outgoing, being, that type of person. And I realized that that isn't really what confidence is. Confidence comes from the inner self. And, sometimes when we have conversations with parents, mothers, they'll be like, oh, I want my daughter to be more outgoing. Let her go, let her go on stage. And some people, it's just not their personality. So, that's what I explored around my journey, that confidence is deeper than just being a noisy person. Some people just have that. Some people are quietly confident is what I'm really trying to get at. So it was a journey for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Riri. Okay, so I wanted to, I totally agree with what you just said, because at Made for Impact, one of the things that we preach is that you need to truly become the impact that you're trying to make. It's not just about doing things. Impact is not just about doing things. It's not just about having, because I see a lot of people at some point, they say, okay, let's now have an NGO. Let's now do something for humanity. So that's not really what it is about. What it is about is truly coming to the place where you see this as a need, not just for yourself or for an immediate environment that you occupy, but for a lot more people beyond your, the place that you're in, and you truly make a choice to live out this experience, because it's an experience of life, So for someone, for instance, that wants to give. I hear people that probably they've come from a very not so privileged background, and they come from a place of privilege. So something in them beckons to say, okay, I need to be able to go back to say, okay, I want to help out a lot of people that have not come from this point. And even if you are from a very privileged background, perhaps is an experience of something that you see in your neighborhood, something that you probably just can't, or something that you don't even know how to deal with at some point, because you didn't know how to deal with what the issues were, but you were determined to deal with it because you knew that in dealing with it, then a lot more people would live out of that experience and be impacted, which is what you're doing. So can you tell us, I'd love you to tell us the core of your message with the Raising Confident Girls movement. I know that you're also a confident coach. Did I get that? Yeah, so you're a confident coach. You're that person that wants to instill confidence in people, organizations, all that. So I need you to just let me know, let our viewers know the core of your message with Raising Confident Girls.
Okay. So confidence is a change maker. That is what I've realized in my life. And when you don't have confidence, it really limits you. So Raising Confident Girls, our vision is a world where every girl is confident. And our whole mission is to help ourselves, mothers, anybody that is raising girls, to come together with ideas and solutions. Because, in today's age, growing up today is really challenging for a lot of girls. You have all that social media, you have Instagram, you have so many things that are putting pressure on them that we didn't even have. So we have had conferences, we've had speakers to come out and just tell us how, to guide our girls. We've been to schools, we've helped the less privileged by sending girls to school. So for us, we know the tools, we know that information, knowledge is power. So we come together and we have a Facebook group, as you know. We come together, we have our weekly things, and it's really about helping us, because a girl cannot be confident. We can't raise confident girls unless mothers are confident. You can't give what you don't have. So that is what we, and that spun onto my decision to sort of do confidence for adults, because I realized that you may be raising a confident girl, but if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to be giving her the right confidence. So our whole ethos on raising confident girls is to come together to discuss, to find solutions. And I'm telling you, we've been around for 6 years, and you think to yourself, can we ever run out of topics? No, there's always things coming up that we're always discussing. So our whole conversation, from the 6 years has been very vibrant.
Thank you so much, Riri. I like the fact that between the time you started raising confident girls, a lot more discoveries for you has happened.
Yeah.
And so, you might have started with girls, but now I see, there's a new book, a lot that you're teaching dads how to help their daughters be confident. So you've truly transitioned into that place where you're beginning to find people that are raising girls, which is like going to the root causes where confident issues get solved. So a girl that doesn't have a father's love is so a girl that doesn't, and a lot of these abuse cases we see lately stem from the need for some people to seek acceptance and to seek approval from people. So what you're doing is so valuable and so impactful, and indeed you're making impact in your corner, I must say.
But I do say something. As much as I'm making impact, it takes a village. Sometimes you as the founder have to do it, exactly, and then it spins off. And so before you know it, like with my team, before I knew it, I was feeling this way, and then the people around me were also feeling this too, and then before you know it, it becomes, so that is just that's the great thing about impact. It's just like it starts in your idea, and before you know it, you have a whole community of people impacting their societies. Somebody, even for the ebook that I wrote recently, somebody told me that she, it was so impactful for her that she's going to take it to the village and start using some of those people to teach and train to other people. So that is what impact does.
Yeah. The ripple effect of impact really is what you're talking about. And that's so important, that we all recognize that collaboration is the new game. Even in impact, collaboration is the new game. There is there's so much one person can do of themselves. So we can't sit, like the typical Nigeria, we can't sit at the corner of our homes and think that XYZ government will do XYZ for us, and every day we see the rot in our communities, we see the rot in everyday life with the people that we meet, with the people that we interact with, and we choose to do nothing. So it's that place where everyone begins to put their shoulder to the work and begin to do what they can, just like the person that read your ebook and says that she's taking this to the village. You probably may never go to her village, but just because you stood to do what you were supposed to do, someone is being lit to do what they ought to do, which is one of the reasons why we say this show is about inspiring us to leave our impact. We need to leave, we need to wake up, we need to look around us, and we need to begin to live. So I'm so excited that we're having this conversation around these things, and we didn't even have so much to talk about before now, but you're just really getting into what we have for the show today. And I want to just say to you, Riri, what do you think about impact? Do you think everybody and everyday people can make impact? How do you think that people can plug in? How do you think that people can deliberately live this life of impact that we're talking about? Can you share?
I think that everybody can, because some impact really can, sometimes you're impacting the people within your family, and sometimes it's your
Fantastic.
church. So it's and the thing that I find, when, especially for people that go deeper, a lot of the time it comes from pain. A lot of the when you
Yeah,
see people who've done things, maybe they were raped when they were younger or something happened. But that's not your. That doesn't have to be everyday person. But I think that it takes reflection because a lot of the times as human beings we're very self-centered. We're very it's about me. It's about me. And I think that in order to have impact, you have to take yourself. You have to take your mind off yourself. You have to say, okay, this has happened to me, but how can I help the next person? What can I do for others? So it really becomes dying to self. I've heard that word before, and really thinking about how you can change society and those around you. So I believe that everybody can, but people are called to different impacts. Some people are, they're political, so their impact is politics. Others are social. So it's whatever you're calling, but it's a strong yearning inside yourself, which sometimes requires reflection. And I know that in this quiet time that we've had this COVID, you'll see, and this may even change the dynamics of Nigeria, because never in history have we all had to sit back and ask ourselves questions, because, especially in Lagos, we're always on the run, aren't we? So you may find that this COVID times, this everybody stay indoors, you may see beautiful things coming from this season just because people have been able to just sit back, reflect, and think about the next stage of their life. So really,
great.
yeah, I believe that
Yeah.
everybody, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. I want to also ask the question, how has all of this impact reflected on your family? You spoke earlier about your daughter and the
Yeah,
fact that she was about the time in her teenage years. How
yeah.
has your living this life
Mm,
reflected on your daughter? How has it helped her? How has
yeah.
it also, because I also I'm that person that believes that impact begins from your home.
Oh, yes.
So
Mm,
from within you bring
yeah.
out this thing. So how
Mm,
has all that you've been doing, because whatever
mm,
you're doing outside must not break down your person, it must
yeah.
not break down your core as a
Mm,
person. So how
yes.
has all of this impacted on your family and
Yeah.
your children?
For children. I think, like for my daughter in particular, she has been on a lot of um, courses and tea parties and things that I've done. So she has been there right from the beginning. She was actually a volunteer when we did one of our first tea parties. She was actually an organizer. She was registering girls in, and she heard all the speakers. So she has been on this journey. Sometime last year, I actually created the Confidence Revolution workshop for adults, and I invited her and my son there. And I wanted them to be in that meeting because I wanted them to hear the principles of deeper confidence. And she recently said to me that she used to be a caterpillar. Is that what she said? Yes. And now she's a butterfly. And Trissa, my daughter, she's an introvert. She's not like, the bully type, but she's got this solid, strong confidence within her. And I can see all the things that she's doing now. Recently, she launched a cupcake business, and she's so confident in that. She's so, and that's a proud thing for me as a mother, seeing that, all those things that I've been teaching other people, more my children are developing those confidence skills. So it's not
Fantastic. Fantastic.
that's why I say that confidence is a game changer. Once you get it, once you know what it is, then you can become the very best of who you are.
Okay, we've been talking confidence since. So can you tell us, Riri, what is confidence? What is confidence?
Confidence is the ability in yourself and your abilities. It's just having that thing that, because everybody has something within them, and a lot of the times people are focused on their weaknesses. And I was that type of person. I was always, you know, looking for faults. But no, everybody has strengths. So confidence is about believing in those strengths, nurturing those strengths, and confidence is like a muscle. The more that you do things, the more the better you become at it. I'll give you an example. Canva. Canva is a design system, or that's on a digital platform. And before, I would look at tools like that and think, oh, I can't do that. But I started to, learn the platform, and now I can do a lot of things on Canva, and that's because I keep practicing. And that is just how confidence is. And it's even doing these live shows with you, speaking at presentations. Before it was daunting for me. Before I was like, oh, I can't do this. But it's because the reason I'm able to come out here is because I've been doing this for a while now. So it's not so daunting. So you take the first step. I say to people, feel the fear and do it anyway. If you're going on
Yeah,
stage and you're going to make a presentation, everybody gets butterflies. Everybody feels a bit
true.
nervous. and it doesn't even matter if you make a mistake, because perfection is not
It's
everybody makes
overrated.
mistakes. We're not robots, you know, so we have to just be
Yes.
ourselves. And once you become
Mm,
yourself, even if you do make a mistake, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, that's all, and you move on. But sometimes we're
very
so
true.
consumed with how we're being perceived by other people. And sometimes those mistakes that you think you're making, nobody else is even noticing them, you know? So you just have to be yourself. And it is a journey. Sometimes it takes reflection. Sometimes you just have to read, you know, like some of the books that I've got, the ebooks, and you know, the people that have read my ebooks have said to me that some of the, because it's a practical guide, really. It's me sharing stories and then just giving guides. And people have said to me that it's really a change maker. And what I've done is I've drawn on all the things that I've gone through in my life and put it together in a simple guide. So, you know, everybody
Can you tell us about those books? Can you tell us about those books for some viewers that want to go get those books? Can you tell us how to get them and what they are?
Yes. So the books are, I've got 3 books, ebooks on confidence. The first one is called Build Confidence and Step into Purpose. And that is just about soul searching for that inner thing in you. And I remember being on that journey. So it's just about using the tools and the techniques. I talk about things like visualization, affirmations, you know, having goals, all those type of things. And then I have a similar book, but that's for mothers and daughters. And the mother and daughter book is actually going through those principles with your girls and then having a reflection time and a bonding time where you're asking each other questions about, you know, the different themes in the book. And I've had a lot of good reviews. Mothers have said that, you know, that it's just been really good for them and their daughters to have these conversations. And sometimes, you know, with conversations, when you have certain conversations, you're like, I didn't even know that my child thought like this. So that was the whole idea behind the mother and daughter one. And the same for the father, how to confidently bond with your daughter. Again, it's just the same tools and techniques, but coming again with your daughters and having these conversations. The funny thing about the father one is I actually gave it to a man. I gave him my other book on the mother and daughters, and he said to me, "Oh, as a father, I can use these tools for my daughters." And I just thought that's true. So that's, you know,
Mm.
that's where that came from. So yeah, so those are the books that I've got.
Hello, Riri. Hello. Hello, Riri. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
sorry,
Yes.
it took a
Okay.
bit. Had to change over, I think, the
No
major
problem.
factor.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
So what was I saying? I was
Okay. You
saying
were
that,
talking about the father.
yeah, so I was saying that father can use the same tools to, to have those conversations with the daughters and help their daughters to be confident.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so in all of the things that you talked about, confidence, and what would you say to a young girl that has gone through life challenges and feels like everything has messed up her confidence? How can
Yes.
she get her confidence back? And how does she find the right role models to bring her to that place where she begins to have confidence in herself again? Do you have a group for young girls?
I don't actually have a group for young girls, but if any young girl is going through that, they can get in touch with me, and I'm available to sort of give them some steps, mentor them for a season. I know that with my own journey, I did because we're in the information age now, so there are a lot of tools out there. They can get a copy of my ebook. They can go on YouTube. They can go on. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of information, and information is power. So there's a lot of tools out there that can help them. They can find people. I mean, one thing that I did too was I actually did find people that I was aspiring to be, and just learning from them, or even following people. Sometimes you don't even have to have that connection, but just following people, the Oprah Winfrey's of this world, the Michelle Obamas, they have been very inspiring. So, that helps when you start looking at other people's lives and their stories and reading up on them and seeing their journey. So a lot of it is, going out there and finding the tools to help you to build confidence. But it's not something that you can do in isolation. You have to find the knowledge.
Great. So if someone is so like you said, like you're saying, confidence is not out of reach. It's not something
Yeah.
that you can, so if you truly want to get this back, I know that there are lots of people, a lot of therapists around now, so you can actually go
Yes,
for
there are.
therapy,
Actually,
so
yes.
yeah, so
And I have
because,
contacts of people too that are
sorry,
like
what did you say?
psychologists. I have
Yes.
contact. I have people that are psychologists that deal with that. These are experts. If there are really deep things, because there are some times when girls feel so bad, like suicide and that type of thing.
Yeah.
So when I have situations like that, although I don't have them that often, I do refer them to psychologists that can really help them. But for general one-on-one talks, I know that I've helped girls in the past. I remember one girl that was on our platform. She was molested when she was about 8 by one of her uncles. And she came on Raising Confident Girls, and the platform, she's now an adult, but she said to me that our whole conversation has really helped her, and she's now a confident adult, and she's got a young daughter, and she's been using all the the ideas that we've talked about to help her daughter. So it was really good getting, and that's not the first time. We've had quite a few of them because one thing I find, especially in Nigeria, I don't know if you found this, that a lot of girls have been molested, and these type of issues can really cause confidence. These can really cause confidence problems. I know one of our speakers, not our admin team, she also had that problem. She got molested when she was 8 years old by a house help's brother. So, and she said that one of the reasons why she didn't tell her mom at the time was because they didn't have a really close relationship. So moms, we have to really, bond with our girls, find out what's going on with them. And she was also saying that perhaps if her mother and father were closer to her, she's not even sure that it would have happened, because how they groom girls, the boy was telling her that she was really pretty and she was the best thing, that type of thing. So, in that sense, she got kind of closer to him before he actually started molesting her. So parents, mums and dads, we really have to be very close with our daughters.
Thank you so much. That's such a huge one for us at this time, because so much is happening around the society. And, I know that you just speaking about this also brings or draws light to the fact that in some words, building confidence for girls may just be the reason why a lot more girls may not get sexually molested or harassed. Of course, we know that there's some very forceful acts of sexual harassment, but a lot of that has to do with confidence. And for people, so I really need us to tie how confidence, raising confident girls, ties to building our society again, because it's one thing for one person. We need all to understand how this whole thing, because you can say, okay, what is this thing? What is this impact work of this person? How does it really come back to me? How does it affect me? I don't have a child that, that is not confident. My child is confident, and, I don't think it's my business. How does this thing become all our business, or all our
becomes our business
businesses?
because, yes, there's so many factors, especially in a society like Nigeria that is still we don't have gender equality. So even having the confidence to go out in the office, go out in the corporate world and get those jobs, not being defined because you're a woman. So these whole conversations about confidence is not just, in the home or in the school, it's also in the career field. So we want more women at leadership. We want more women in politics. We want more women to be in all these places that traditionally they haven't been. So the only way that that can happen is if we build strong, confident girls. We believe girls to know that they can step out and they can go they can apply and go to any role, or even if they don't get those roles, they can build those empires themselves. So it does affect the whole of society. We have to change the narrative. We have to change that thing that
Yeah.
says that women need to be seen and not heard, you know? I'm not saying that because somebody asked me recently, oh, are you a feminist? And I said to the person that I'm in the middle. I believe in gender equality, you know, but I maybe not, I don't go to the extreme of saying that if me and my husband are going out, I must open the door for him. No, he can still do that for me. But in terms of gender equality, yes, why can't we? Because there are so many brilliant women in this country. We know we Nigerians are brilliant, but I just feel that women are not maximizing their full impact. And that is probably because of this whole mindset that we have as a
Yeah.
nation, that women are just not good enough and men are better. Men are not better, women are not better. We're all equal and we can all do better for societies. And as I'm sure that you know that societies that have women in them at the moment, if you look at all the societies around that have presidents that are females that are leading, their countries are doing the best right now. So we as a
Yeah.
nation, Nigerians, we have to change that narrative and we have to groom our girls, you know, because maybe for us, when our, you know, my generation, I'm not saying it's not too late, but at least with the ones coming up, and you know, millennials are changing anyway. When I have conversations with my daughters and my sons, even the whole conversation, you know, conversations are changing, but it has to change in this society. So I'm hoping that in the next 50 years, we will start to see more women in leadership. We will see a
Great.
Nigerian, female president at some point, and that was
Yeah.
because she had that inner confidence, inner belief that she can rule a nation of, you know, 200 million or more
Yeah.
because she has the skills in her, and it's not because she's a woman. So I think it
Great.
impacts bigger society.
Great. Great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Riri. Now, there's a thin line, I think, between confidence and,
Yes.
there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. How do we draw this line? And also for a nation like Nigeria, where we're very superficial, and,
Yeah.
people are rated more by what they have, what they own, and not what the content of their character, like Martin Luther would
Yes.
say. So
Yeah.
how do you address that as a person? What would you say?
Funny you should say that. When I have my Confidence Revolution workshops, you know, we're in lockdown now, so I don't have the workshop, but that is one of the conversations I get them to break out in groups and to talk about the difference between confidence and arrogance. And as you say, there's a thin line, but you can always tell when somebody is arrogant against somebody that is confident. Confident is simply the belief that you can do something. Arrogance is that you feel that you're better than people. And I am not. And we as a community, you know, and my team, we are not raising girls to be arrogant. We are not raising girls to think that they are better than anybody. Confidence is basically about your ability and what you can do. So it's just really reminding people of that, because there are, yes, you know, there are people that, because generally we think outside, oh, Nigerians are confident, Nigerians are confident. But even though we're confident, we're bold, some of that confidence is arrogance, it's not confidence. Confidence is not about feeling that you're better. Confidence is not pushing people out to get in front. That is not what
That's right.
confidence is. So it's really educating people to know the difference and to know what it is, because God forbid you would raise a girl who you think you're raising as confident, and by the time she gets to adulthood, she's just carrying her, you know, face in the air, like she feels as if she's just better than
Yeah.
people. No,
Yeah.
we are not raising arrogant girls. We're raising confident girls. And when you are confident, you don't think just about yourself. You think about impacting and how you can help other people.
Fantastic. I like that. I like what you ended with, because I
Yeah.
truly believe that young people need to be taught early how to impact,
Yeah.
how to begin to leave impact, because truly we are in that place where people are just self-centered. It's about me, what I can
That's
do for
right.
me, what I want for
Yes.
me, so truly it's that person that is able to move past themselves, that is able to truly impact people and become a stronger person. Because even in the workplace, having confidence in the workplace means that you're available, you're a supportive person, you're that person
That's
that wants
it.
to
Yeah.
support every
Exactly.
other person.
Yeah.
You do not feel threatened by people, you don't feel like
Right.
someone is better than so you're that person that recognizes that your uniqueness is your uniqueness. Everyone else
That's
has their
right.
uniqueness, and your uniqueness is your
Yeah.
uniqueness, which is something that is also lacking in the space of impact. That
Yes.
you're doing something that looks like what Riri is doing, and you think that it means it's you're taking Riri's shine or something. No, we are all in
Right.
that place. There's a
That's,
saying that
yes,
the sky is so big, the sky is so
it
wide for
is.
everyone to
So
make
big.
impact.
Yes,
So
that,
the core of this message is that everyday people can make everyday impact. If I do what I am
that's
supposed to
right.
do and you do what you're supposed to do, then our world will be a better place. Our world will be
Yeah,
somewhere that people can thrive and people can
yeah,
actually come out without a fear of not being accepted by others. So
yeah,
it doesn't really
yeah.
matter what that person thinks their own impact is. The most important thing is
Mm,
that you're doing the bit that they can do, and that bit adding up
good.
becomes a whole. And sometimes
Mm,
it's in those beats that people get collaborators. It's in doing your beat
yeah,
and I doing my beat that we can form a
mm,
uniformed, maybe a network or something, that
that's
does
right.
the same thing, and we can
Yeah,
impact at a
yeah,
larger, at larger levels, at bigger levels. We can play bigger games because we know
that's
that
right.
one person cannot solve the problem for a
No,
whole nation. And so for me, it's that place. Ultimately, we need to, as a people, arise and know that Riri is not a threat to you. So if you're raising,
yeah,
if you're called to
exactly.
raise girls, Riri is your
Mm.
collaborator.
Yes,
Riri
we're
is that
collaborators.
person. Yeah. So you need to
And we
come
have
forward.
collaborated. Yes, we
Yes.
do
So
collaborate,
yeah, so you need to find the people that can hold your hands through the journey, where at whatever
That's right.
stage. So this is me talking to our viewers. Whatever stage of
Yeah,
impact that you are, there is someone that is already doing something. Do not feel
that's
threatened
right.
about that person. Do not feel like that person is already doing something. So why do you need to do it? That person cannot do everything. That person is just doing a
That's right.
piece of a mighty whole. So you need to just step into the game and do what you need to do. And to that, I just want to thank you for pouring out yourself so much and for doing the things that you do. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today. We know that you
Thank
probably
you.
have something to tell our viewers or to say. It's the first show, and we hope that more people would come up. It's going to hold after now every Tuesday at 12 noon. And we are hoping that
Yeah,
more people and more interactions will come up on this
yeah.
show, to inspire
Mm.
people to live their authentic and to leave their impact. So Riri, I would love that you say something to our viewers today watching you on YouTube and on Facebook.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me, Sioma, and thank you because you have been in my journey for a long time. You encouraged me right from the beginning of this, the movement, Raising Confident Girls. So I really want to thank you. For viewers, if you want to grab a copy of the ebook, you just need to go to ririokoye.com/ebook. And just like Isioma was saying, that we all have impact. You can start small, baby steps. This, for me, even Raising Confident Girls, it didn't grow overnight. When I first started the movement, I just invited a few of my friends, and then my friends started inviting everybody else, and that is how we've been around for 6 years, So just take baby steps. Just, think to yourself, if you want to do something, start small. At some point in my time, I did go to LBS. I got a scholarship, and I went and did their SEM course there.
That's
It was
Yeah.
to do with Yes, so that was good for me. So I got to understand more about social impact. So you can go back to school if you want to, if you really are, if this is something that you're passionate about. But on a daily basis, just always look to help others. I would really say, this world is not about us. What is your legacy going to be? When
Yeah.
when that day closes, and I'm sure that it's going to be a long time. What are people going to say about you? How do you want to be remembered when you leave this world? And that is how you can start building your legacy and start, being impactful today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can go on and
Thank you
on
very
this
much.
show today. Want to thank our
Yes.
viewers for showing up today. Thank you. We see you all. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very much.
much for showing up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for those that will see the show again on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you. We hope that you join us again, same time next week, next Tuesday. as we take on another amazing person doing impact, the founder of Dolly Children Foundation. We are coming up
Fantastic.
again next Tuesday, sorry, to speak to the founder of Dolly Children Foundation. She's got an insightful, she's had so much work done already in years. She's done amazing things for children, and we hope that that interaction will inspire more people to do more for children and for girls, like Riria said today. So thank you all for joining.
Thank you very much.
Please share the video, like our page, and invite more people to join. Remember, impact is not far-fetched. It is everyday people doing everyday impact. Let's leave our impact and let's be the change that we want to see. It's bye for now on this show today. And to my wonderful guest, Riri Okoye, thank you for showing up and thank you for coming. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Thank you. All right, viewers, see you next time. Bye-bye.